All right, so good morning, guys and gals. This is Eric Garland with Success Over Stress. Today, I'm talking to you about pullback reversal kind of moves that you might see on stocks that are making a short-term reversal. So I noticed this on CDIO. Let's see, noticed this on CDIO, but I also noticed it on another stock, XELA, yesterday when I was looking at it at the end of the day. I always try to kind of recap what's going on at the end of the day, and that way I can get a better understanding of what these markets do when they do what they do. So let's get this out of here. And the first one, like I said, I want to look at a CDIO. So the screenshot that I put up was essentially this area in here, which is the stock moving up. But what it did was it kind of tested this pre-market high, tested it up here, right? Tried to make its approach up here. All right, nope. All right, there you go. Try to make its approach up here, retrace down, and then what I was notating was this area here, which is pretty strong, right? If you just look at it in its in isolation, but in actuality, in the larger picture, it's actually kind of a sideways rotation. Depending on what you like to trade, that might be what you want to get into. But what I noticed was that move there was almost identical to a move on another stock, XELA. And I didn't even look at the time frame. Let's see. This move happened right in here. So it happened, let's see, happened around 11:36. Okay, and then if we go to XELA, zoom out, and then focus our chart. This one happened around 11:30. This bar here, I made a rectangle to notate kind of like the lowest swing low, which is right here. So about 11:30 on this one, and then on this one, same time, about 11:35. Boom. And of course, you'll see that kind of thing on various stocks in similar markets. They'll drop at the same time. So this one is traded on the NASDAQ. And let's see what XELA was traded on. Yep, NASDAQ as well. Okay. So if these stocks, are trading similarly, then you might not have been in both at the same time. It might not have been a great idea as far as having diversification to be in the similar stocks on similar exchanges at the same time, because that's not a good way to hedge your risk. However, they moved almost identically. So let's back out of this and show you side by side what they did. Okay, so from the start of the day to the end of the day, and then same here from start of the day to the end of the day. Come back out here, and then okay, now we see that over here we kind of got this little bit of a symmetrical triangle, and then it broke down. Here we got like kind of like a descending wedge, and then it broke down. That's why you can't always go by these shapes and patterns, but I mean, people are going to see different shapes. They're going to see different patterns, right? But all in all, we see a triangular fashion, and we see a hard drop. All right, so let me get these out of here. All right, so not only that, but on the hard drop, we see that all of a sudden at the bottom of the drop, we have that increased volume. Okay, over here, the volume at the hard drop, we got that increased volume. And during this time here, as it dropped hard enough, it dropped low enough, which is what I'm calling hard, intense enough, away from the moving averages, that the moving averages split. Same thing over here. As it drops, it's dropping hard and fast enough that the moving averages split kind of wide. All right, and so now we have this area where the moving averages come back together. Okay, and both of them were under their 200, under their VWAP, which I tend to like to make trades that are over. But if you see a strategy that works, and it works consistently and you can spot it, then trade it. So I'll be paying attention to stocks that are doing this, but for now, I figure I'd make notes of what's happened here. Okay, so this is the volume crossover. This just goes to show here, that we're talking about that increased volume. Here the volume was low, trading under the 6 moving average, was trading under the 50 moving average. And so it popped up over the 50 moving average. Here, see it popped over, did the same thing. And that's just telling you that you have that increased volume. Here on this chart, CDIO, we see that the average trading range is fairly narrow in this neighborhood here. And then the trading range expands, but it expands in the downward fashion. All right, and then over here, a little bit different shape over here. So this shape here is like another either a descending triangle or a symmetrical triangle at the bottom, almost like I'm sure there's a name for it, but like a bull flag in the reverse in the bearish form. I guess this one's kind of almost a bull flag in the bearish form too. Boom, boom. And then it breaks down. Okay, so from there, over here, we see that there was, like I said, where am I at? Here, the average trading range was narrow, and then it expanded on that drop. And over here on XELA, well, I guess it too was narrow. It was much. So again, like I said in the previous video, we're looking at comparisons. Okay, so this at least was much more narrow than this. So if we go back up here, what we're saying is that the amount of range here is way higher than the amount of range here. Okay, so this range dropped in this area. And then it expanded shortly as it did its final drop. Okay, so that's all I have for today. I will continue to study these charts, and then I'll bring you some other good information when I have it. And again, I'm going to keep bringing all this information until I become a millionaire day trader, and then I'm going to remove all these videos, and then I'm going to remove them. So I hope you're following. Like, subscribe, make a comment, put something you'd like for me to investigate or to look up. Like I said, this is for me. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial education. It's something I like to do, and it's going to be a kind of a recording, a knowledge bank that I can come back to reference what I've done in the past. And that's why I say, later on, I'm sure I'm going to take it all down. But for now, let's learn and grow together. All right, this is Eric with Success Over Stress. I'm out. Peace.